Hi guys, my name is Akshay and I am a manifestation coach. All my contact info is in the description. Today we'll talk about what to do while you're waiting for your manifestation. First of all, I need to tell you that there is no waiting, and I know that sounds really illogical to you because yes, I am waiting for it to unfold. It's not here. No, there is actually no waiting, and I will explain with the help of a story. So, a few decades ago, there lived a couple in the US, okay, and the man was a doctor, and that couple had purchased a big plot of land. On one side, they had built their office and their residence, and a large part of that plot of land was empty. Okay. And it was the doctor's and his wife's dream to have their own apartment building on that piece of land so that they could rent out the apartments and have like a lot of passive income flowing in continuously. It was their dream that they sort of dreamt about for 15 years. Okay. The doctor was well-to-do. He had a good income, but he did not have that big of an income that he could have his own apartment building, and he did not want to risk his savings. So for 15 years, they just kept saying, like we want an apartment building, but we don't have money, la 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 la. That's what they kept telling themselves. Somehow, they came across Neville's lectures, his teachings. So they decided to experiment because what's there to lose? Manifestation is absolutely free. It takes absolutely no money to imagine and to affirm. So they decided to try it out. And so in their mind, they drew sort of, first of all, they took a piece of paper and they drew some sketches of how the apartment building would look. Okay, so that it becomes easy for them to visualize. And then in their mind, they imagined that the apartment building was already built. Okay, and all the homes in it were rented. So in their mind, in their imagination, both the doctor and his wife, they kept seeing, affirming, imagining that the apartment building is already theirs. It's standing on that empty plot of land. And then they took many imaginary trips through their apartment building, talking to tenants, getting money from them, the tenants paying their rent and stuff. And asking them if everything is okay. I think they even had a little get together wherein they had friends and family come over and have a look at the apartment, and then everybody congratulated them on how awesome and beautiful the building looked and congratulated them on finally accomplishing their lifelong dream of having their own apartment building, which is no mean feat actually. In today's money, having your own apartment building, even if it's not a very tall building, will cost several $1 million. So it's a big manifestation. And so, all the while they kept saying to themselves, yes, we have our apartment building, and they took imaginary trips through the building and just enjoyed looking at it and how beautiful is it and how privileged we are and blessed we are to have our dream finally come true. We have our own apartment building. That's what they kept saying on and on. Initially, it didn't feel 100% natural to them. But in their own words, after a few weeks, they felt fused with their desire. They felt fused with their desire. And then they just kept living their life, and in their imagination, they already had the building, so there's nothing to do anymore. So one day, the wife and the doctor, like both of them were having breakfast, and the wife happened to mention the name of a local builder who was very popular in that locality because he had lots of banners and hoardings next to the building that he had built and at the ongoing construction sites. And they spoke about it for about a minute, and then they're like, oh, but like, why are we talking about it? Because we already have our apartment building. So then a few days past that, the builder actually stopped his car in front of their house or in front of their plot, and he knocked at the door and introduced himself and began to speak in a very apologetic manner that usually I am not the one who approaches people, they are the one who come to me, but I saw that you have this very huge plot of land and there's enough space for an apartment building here. And they said, yes, we would very much love to have our own apartment building, but we don't have the money for it. And so the builder is like, oh, that's all right, like we'll take care of it. And without being encouraged by them, the builder kept on saying that, oh, yes, we are going to have an apartment and la 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 la. But they didn't do anything. They just told him like, yes, we would very much like to have it, but we don't have the cash for it. And the builder's like, it's okay, that's all right. We'll take care of it somehow. And then he left. And yeah, they were excited, but in their head, they already had the building. So why would they pay for it? In their head, the building was already there. They didn't want to pay for another building. Okay, so a few days later, the builder comes back and he's like, oh, I have these architectural plans and they suit your space very well. So that saves us hundreds of dollars in the architect's fees. And they're like, okay, good. And then they didn't do anything. Okay. In the meanwhile, an older friend of theirs, a lady, somehow came to know that the doctor and his wife have gone nuts and they are using all these affirmations, visualizations. Somehow she came to know that they are using all these clandestine, unusual techniques. And so obviously, since this was several decades ago, she thought them to be blasphemous and heretics and sacrilegious, because how can you change your thoughts to change your life? That's so stupid, right? So basically that's what the old lady thought, and she boycotted them socially. She stopped calling them, visiting them and stuff. And so they added one more scene to their imaginal acts, wherein the lady came to see the building and they showed her the building and she said, oh doctor, it's so beautiful. That's what they imagined. And they kept living their life. A few days later, the builder came again, the builder contractor. He said, oh, I spoke to a bank and it is willing to give you a good amount of loan, like a lot of cash to finance the construction of the building. I think it was $30,000. But they would still have to pay a small chunk from their pocket. The doctor would still have to pay a small chunk from his pocket. And they were quite happy that the bank decided to give them a loan, but in their mind, they already had the building and they said, yes, good that the bank has decided to give us a loan. And after that, they did absolutely nothing. And the builder is like, oh, that's all right, whatever. And a few days past that, he came and as if, giving them a gift, as if the builder was giving the doctor and his wife a gift. He said, you are going to have the building anyway. The bank has decided to fund a huge chunk of the construction costs. And for the rest of the costs, I have taken a loan personally. And then you can pay me back from the rentals. And this time, the doctor and his wife, they did do something. They actually signed the paper. And in a few months, the building was constructed. All apartments except one were rented on the day of completion. Just one apartment was not rented on that day. It was rented 3 days later. And so the doctor and his wife could pay back the loans to the bank and to the contractor from the rentals, and they did have a net profit even after paying the loans. They secured a good amount of net profit. And 1 month after that, the old lady who had boycotted them socially, given them up, came to see the doctor. Okay, and the doctor and his wife, they showed them, they showed her the apartment, and she said the same words that they had visualized her saying. Oh, it's so beautiful, doctor, something like that. Okay, so I need you to understand that for 15 years these people were in the state of lack, that oh, we would love a building but we don't have the cash. So they kept arguing for their circumstances. They were sort of advocates for their circumstances. Oh, we would like the building but there's no money. Okay, but later when they came across the teachings of Neville Goddard and learnt about conscious creation, they started saying that the building is already here, and unassisted by them in any way, the building was constructed without them spending a dime out of their pocket. And even after construction, like the building belonged to them, it was on their land. Even after paying back the loans, like they secured a good net income. And after a few years, probably the loans were paid off and the entire building, it was, in today's money, it's like a multi-million-dollar property. It's not a small manifestation by any stretch of the imagination. What were they doing? They were not waiting. They were not waiting. They were not desperate when it was not happening. They didn't keep saying that. It's when will it happen? We've been imagining it's not working. Manifestation doesn't work. It's a lie. People are boycotting us. They are giving us up socially. They think we are Satanists now. They think that we are accomplices of Satan because we are using our thoughts to create something that doesn't exist. They were not ranting about their circumstances. They kept enjoying the state of the wish fulfilled until it hardened into fact. They kept enjoying the state of the wish fulfilled until it hardened into fact. So that is your answer. There is no waiting. It's already done. All you have to do is to keep bathing in that beautiful state of the wish fulfilled. Enjoy living in the end. Persistence means enjoying the feeling of already having accomplished what you wanted to manifest. Persistence means already having it and enjoying the feeling of having it. And your thoughts naturally flow from there then. That is what you have to do while waiting for your manifestation. In your head, your manifestation already happened. So all you have to do until it manifests is keep saying it already happened and enjoy the feeling of already having it. When you're anxious, you're sort of preventing the manifestation from blooming. But it's okay. You can knock the wind out of your anxiety that I already have it, so I don't even need to be anxious. This is foolish, me feeling anxious. And the anxiety, since you take your attention away from it, has to wither into nothingness. So there is your answer. Once more, they were not anxious. They were not desperate. They had a logical confidence. Who the fuck does that? Like, most of your project is being financed by the bank. You just have to make like a slight down payment. And they said no. In their minds, they were like, we already have it. So why would we pay for it? Do you see how their confidence actually helped them? Their confidence helped them. You would feel that, oh yes, if I don't make this down payment, then somehow like this deal will slip away. But they had a logical confidence. So I hope that you like the video. If you like the video, please hit like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell. Best comment wins a free one-on-one session with me. I will announce the winners in my free Facebook group. All info is in the description. Unleash the power within you. And remember that if I said it, I already did it. Thank you.